here we are, welcoming you to the Unnamed, Unknown podcast.
Episode number 3 of Unnamed, Unknown podcast. Hopefully it gets known with these wonderful artists that we have here now. Yannick, Rev, Thibaut, and myself, Ishan. It's a pleasure to have you here. Me and Thibaut, we've been working on this for past 2 weeks, and this is our episode number 3. It's about bringing, yes sir, number 3, return of the trace. We've been working very hard on trying to bring the music scene across covers and borders. That's our goal. Music beyond covers and borders. Because a lot of times music is, not reaching the right audience, and the real stories behind artists are not really being shared as much. And our idea is to go beyond what you see on the cover and what you see on Spotify or internet, and meet the real people behind the music scene. And talk about life and how everything binds together in Amsterdam. So it's a pleasure to have you here. Thibaut?
Yeah, we'll jump on it again and again. Thank you. So my first thing about you is please introduce yourself, what you're doing, what's the best for you about Amsterdam, being here with us. And please, Yannick, go on. Yes. I know you're a bit famous on TikTok as well. about this one, this laugh, very famous, I know.
We're definitely getting known now.
No, the TikTok stuff was just just joking around. But my name is Yannick Songca. I'm from Cape Town, South Africa. And I moved to the Netherlands 7 years ago. I'm a musician, a rapper, and I'm into really funky, upbeat, Kate Renata, Mac Miller, Anderson .Paak kind of.
I love Mac Miller. Mac Miller love, big time.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Rest in peace, big time, big time.
Yeah, I like doing music because it's fun for me, So I kind of make music that I like, and then I try to make other people like it. And it's worked out well for me because I can actually feel what I'm doing. It's man, I remember writing this when I was in my room. I was sad this day, I was angry this day, I was happy this day, and it just brings back so much emotions when I'm actually on stage because I'm reliving it every single time, because I'm writing it from the heart, and it's something that I really, really would like other people to relate to and relate with.
Right.
I'll hand over to Rev and maybe we can chat again later.
No doubt. Yes, yo, what's up, world? It's Mad Rev. As the guys were telling you guys, I'm a Amsterdam citizen. I was born and raised here in Amsterdam. I live on the east side of Amsterdam, to be exact, and I was born on the southeast, and I've been doing this rap thing since 2009. And
Mac Miller too, 2009.
Oh, nice. Yeah, just been doing shows, started in Dutch, and now I rap in English, and since last year I rap in Dutch and again, and I'll tell you guys more about that later on, no doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, the real question come to my head is how you can handle to make money with the market and the audience you get. So you're always most of the artists struggling about to get the balance and to get the real gigs and real things coming up. So do you have someone who manage that for you, or you're only doing by yourself everything?
Yeah, we do everything by ourselves. I don't know if you, do you have a manager now or anything? We do everything ourselves, also it's been a minute since we've been seeing each other because we've been doing shows as well, but Yannick is on some other things now, doing other things, and me and myself as well. But it's always good when we see each other. But we do everything by ourselves, and
It's So now
Yeah,
finally,
I think it's also because the game changed, man. You know, it's just different nowadays. There's not a lot of money in music no more. I mean, there is, but only if
yeah.
I think only if you make like really commercial music. And some of our music is kind of commercial, but not
So
that commercial.
do you feel like the whole money making part, because Yannick, you were mentioning likes of Mac Miller and really speaking from the heart. I can relate to that as a poet as well. Every time I read it, it brings me back to the time when I wrote it, and I really related to that comment. But when you make something commercial, that's for a specific objective. You have to meet the objective of why you're making the music and stuff. How does that? How do you still sort of create that, pleasure moment out of it, out of that creating the art piece?
Me personally?
Yeah.
Well, I tried like going a bit commercial or mainstream, and I felt like it just wasn't me. So I was like doing like different genres that would be classified as a commercial or mainstream, and then eventually I found what I'm doing now, and that's still quite commercial. What I'm doing now is still quite like commercial, but it's also something that I actually enjoy making. So I think it's just about you finding what commercial sound works for you if you want to really sell yourself, you know.
So what gave you the idea to make music? How you start to make music? I guess like young, very young. You were.
I was like, I think I was like 12 or 13 years old. I had like, there was an English assignment we had to do. We had to write like a limerick. I don't know if you know what a limerick is, like the 5-sentence poem.
Prose.
Sorry?
Prose.
It's like a haikus and those kind of things, like a limerick, and it's got like the first 2 sentences rhyme, then the next 2, and then the last one rhymes with the first 2.
Yeah.
So we did, so we did, so we were doing this, and I ended up like rapping, and that's how
we
it
should
started,
look it
somewhere
up.
around there. I can't tell you exactly what I wrote, but it was through like English and doing all these poetry and poem assignments, and then that's when I knew. I was like, man, this is actually quite easy. I thought.
Yeah,
I wish I had that in school, man.
in Madrid,
you probably had it. You probably had it in Dutch or
it's the
something.
same because you're a big fan of boom bap.
You never had that
So
before,
but you were in love with the hip hop, 90s or 80s.
Yeah, man. My mom was playing hip hop stuff, but most of the time she was playing R&B and Surinamese music as well, because I'm Surinamese.
What looks like Surinamese music actually? How it looks like? Is it kind of like Brazilian music mix, or do you have like very famous band?
More
or some,
like African music, I think. Like like with different drums and stuff, and it sounds really tropical,
Okay, tropical.
It sounds really chill, gezellig.
Yeah, because it's interesting. You both have a very deep-rooted, meaningful journey when it comes to starting music. You started writing in school, like you discovered this talent of yours, and you were inspired by the music that your mom was playing. So, and you both have a different style, but there's definitely something common in you that brings you together. And these are 2 bros sitting on the couch. What is that? What is that essence that you found, which is common in you?
I think it's we both have something to say on that microphone, and you have a lot of people on the mic that don't have a lot of stuff to say, or they say a lot of stuff and it don't mean nothing. But you can also say a lot of stuff that don't mean nothing, but like
Put people jamming.
bring it in a type of way that it sounds dope, So it depends on with what's for you, what works for you, I think.
But you have a nice duo. I remember a few songs you used to play together, what the mix with energetic and very deeper lyrics, I will say.
Yeah,
And nice rhythm. I like
You mean
it.
the conversation
Yeah,
song?
conversation song indeed.
Yeah, man. We're gonna do something like one gig, and I mean, I hope you're down for it too, man. I want to
It's
do
an
it again,
offer on the
man.
table already, Yannick.
I still like that song.
There's an offer already on the table. Another collab.
Oh yeah, of course, of course, of course.
Mad Rev X
We'll see.
Yannick.
We'll see. We'll see what comes out of the woodworks. No doubt. No doubt.
What's inspiring you in the world right now that's making you write non-stop?
Um,
It's a question for both, by the way.
a lot, man. Just
There's a
stuff
lot
what I'm
going
going
on. There's
through.
definitely
Yeah,
a lot
but
going on.
especially, I'm not trying to bring much of the politics stuff because that's really hard. You have a lot of extremists nowadays, and so I don't want to, I don't want to jump all up in that. But you have a lot of stuff going on in music as well, and a lot of stuff that I'm not really like, that's not really like stuff that I'm not really down with, but also a lot of stuff that I am down with. So I write about that, man, and just about myself and about my feelings and my people's.
We can feel the struggling inside you about politics because you're from hip hop, and I guess hip hop is to bring the social politics issue on the table and to say something about it. Like I feel like that about hip hop, but what makes it now like complicated for you? Like you see like the world like Cleveland taking side by side, or
Just like again, man, extremists.
but is against that we have sorry is like a tool to use against extremism, like music. So to you know.
What should artists use against extremist people? You mean?
Yeah, I mean, can be something you can bring against extremism. To speak about.
Something we can put up against extremists.
If I actually add to something here, going back to the 90s, there is a big movement by Ice Cube and the crew with the gangster rap, which was kind
the
of
NWA thing.
yeah, because it was in a way that it sort of glorified. It looked like it was glorifying gangster rap, but at the same time, it was actually pointing out that is not the issue. That is not the one that is causing.
No, they were talking about the hood and stuff that happened in the hood. And the police brutality and stuff.
Absolutely.
And I feel like we're also allowed to talk about that kind of stuff. But, man, it's social media, man. Social media is messing everything up. So,
do you feel you're always under the microscope?
Yeah, sometimes. Well, I don't know if I can speak on that because I'm not a big artist. But if you're a big artist, if we would be big artists, like famous.
So you should be careful with what. That's why like DJ Khaled never spoke about Palestinian. So DJ Khaled is from Palestine. Yeah. He never spoke about it. Yeah, so I understand what you're speaking about, but still, again, I will get back to my idea. It's like music used to be the weapon against apartheid. We have Miriam Makeba. The Black Panthers use a lot of music because music can bring different emotion and bring like rebellion and riot, stuff like that. So yeah, I understand your point. Like with social media, the mainstream, you're like must be careful about what you're singing.
Yeah, everyone has a voice nowadays, So everyone has an opinion. So you got to be careful, especially when you're a big famous artist, I think.
Yeah, moving away from politics, maybe getting into the area that we are in. We're in the red light district, and there's a big. There are two sides to the story about rap and the glorification of sex, money, and drugs. What Amsterdam, well, sometimes famously infamous for, right? So how do you see that being part of it? Is it like in expression? How does that fall into place when you're writing or rapping or even freestyling, for instance?
Me personally?
Yeah, like from your perspective.
Yeah, I don't. I don't really. I don't really write about that stuff. I think it's just more about my own.
You do.
Maybe in the beginning.
He
Maybe in
does.
the beginning, I was writing about this to sound cool, and I was still young and immature, and trying to copy, my favorite rapper at the time, But the more
That's what gets you the views, right, on TikTok.
No, what's funny? Explain to us. Explain to us. How you
we're
got
talking about
famous.
TikTok.
Yeah, no. Explain
Shit.
about how you got famous and all the kids in the train wave
that's
at
the
you
thing,
like.
is that was it.
It's famous for kids, for
No,
Gen Z.
A friend of mine was writing those things. It was writing these short Dutch raps for me. And the thing is, I'm not like really good at Dutch, but I can understand a lot since coming from South Africa, we speak
Right.
like old Dutch.
Yeah.
But then this
There's
guy
like there's a bunch of
Afrikaans. We speak Afrikaans. Yeah, Afrikaans.
and there's a bunch of Dutchies just going to Cape Town and saying that, oh, I went to South Africa.
Please rap a bit in Dutch, please.
No, I
Please,
can't
please.
do that. No, the antwoord.
Yeah.
Where was I? So the
Money,
TikTok-
sex, and drugs. Money, sex, and drugs.
So the TikToks is like it's not me. It's just like something else. But
Yeah.
But what I was saying is when I'm writing, in the beginning I was writing like this because these were like the guys who I was Tupac, the guys who I was listening to Tupac, B.I.G., Eminem.
And then you were enlightened.
Yeah, and then I was just copying until I eventually came up with my own style. Now my style is what I'm doing now.
Yeah,
everyone.
I love your new
everyone
style.
Who starts creatively is copying somebody.
Absolutely.
Until they find what they want to do.
Yeah.
Even you guys. Yeah.
Why? You can't ask and give her the.
We have a guest here.
My hair is
A
too
big
short
time
for
artist.
Afrocomb.
What is your opinion on this when it comes to copy paste culture?
In the beginning, and until you find your own. But maybe you want to take the microphone.
Just
Free the space.
Copy pasting, practicing from the origin. I think in design, I'm a designer. So in design, they say, like in Asian culture, you have to copy something 100,000 times and then start developing your own style. But that's more to do with a technique, to find a technique and to understand the matter. It's kind of almost reverse engineering. So I'm not a real believer, but I do copy also, but I evolve,
I was watching.
But that's another thing. This one, the original Afrocomb, I wear it since 30 years. It was designed in 1972 by Italian designer. He was contracted to do it.
Yeah?
Yeah. He was contracted. And then the middle finger was even raised in the old Greek times, before Christ. So in a combination, I think there was always a movement to do something different, and all is rooted somewhere.
Yeah.
But then some people evolve more, and some evolve less, or faster, and slower, and well, nowadays we all have
Are
to
you
slow
fast?
down to
Are you
speed up.
fast? Are you a fast man? He's a fast man.
I wish you had some.
Thank you. I learned so much from your answer.
Cut.
But I guess, well, then,
at
let me speak for myself then. That in the beginning, I copied until eventually I felt, I think, maybe comfortable enough or confident enough to create my own stuff and not be scared to display my own work.
Yeah, but can be a bit difficult and scary.
Yeah,
to
it's
do your-
scary. You're doing this for the first time. You don't know if people are gonna like it. You have to try until you see a common response. And luckily, I'm quite good at what I do. Eventually, I just kept getting good responses the whole time until I was like, if I get a bad one, I don't care. I've got so many good ones in the past. Yeah. So one bad response is nothing now for me. I know how good I am, and I've seen it.
Yeah, he's confident. You're right. And
come on.
But I heard I was with the label in Paris like last week, and they said we have a big issue like running artists is about ego.
Yeah.
So they say it's most of the artists get a lot of ego. It's quite hard to find the right position to work with them, to bring what they want, what the market wants, and whatever. But I guess, and I feel I'm still the man who feel like you have to be your own, you know. So maybe it's a long journey with no audience. So you will be artists like the big guys, but with no audience, no money. But at the end, you create your own journey and your own art, and even about music. So yeah. And you, Madrev, in that kind of, because you're a big fan of boom bap and that kind of music, like as well, I grew up with it. And how you feel like we still can use it, how it's gonna change, because hip hop is now like the pop of music. So we mix, let's say, even like they use it, the name of hip hop, but it's not really hip hop, it can be pop, whatever. But if you put yourself in the future, what will be the genre and the music for the young people about that hip hop revolution and boom bap?
For me personally,
Yeah, sure. For you, how you see it?
well, if it was up to me, yeah, people would, you know, of course, do the boom bap, and don't forget about the G-funk stuff.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I love that stuff, but you know, I don't want to force anything on nobody. I mean, who am I? You know, I'm just another individual, just like everybody else on this beautiful earth that
Yeah,
we're
but if
living
you're
on.
singing, it means you have something to say more than others, because we are not all singers, and I have nothing to say maybe to sing, you know, like the guys behind us as well. But you are the one on stage, you are the one like thinking about
Yeah.
writing lyrics. So yeah, the meaning even us today, that podcast is to spread out your voices, what you want to bring on the new scene, and how you see the new generation. Because I guess to be artists, what is good is to stay open to new things, new
Yeah.
genre, and how it inspire you and how
There's
you can.
definitely dope new stuff, man. Yesterday I was playing some new stuff that I was like, hey, you know, like I think like new stuff from Benny the Butcher and 38 Special, and the guys, they're called Coast Contra. They're the kids from Rascas,
Okay.
but they're really dope, man. It's dope stuff. Um, so there's definitely stuff out there, but
Which kind of genre were you speaking about those guys?
they're from America,
Okay.
and I feel like there's not a lot of like dope stuff coming from America at the moment for me personally. But I keep searching because I just know that there's stuff. But sometimes I have like I hear dope artists, but I can also always pick up something that I do like from that artist, even though I may not like the beats that he or she's rapping on or the topics that
Okay.
they're rapping about. You know.
Okay. And what the singer and the artist you're listening at the moment?
From this time?
Yeah, at the moment. What you put on your Spotify?
Yeah, like what I just named.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes still the Griselda stuff. Anderson .Paak, man, I love Anderson .Paak. Whoo! You also put me on that a little bit, man. Like, so dope, man.
Yeah,
like,
last
his
week-
first 3-4 albums, crazy.
Yeah, who the name again?
Anderson .Paak.
Yeah.
Also
It's
the
crazy. All the drums.
Yeah,
He's so fast. Yeah. He's a drummer. Yeah.
But also, guys, the stuff with I know it's about us. So after this, I'm gonna talk about me again. But the thing what he dropped with Bruno Mars was man, yeah, that was so
he did
dope.
something with Fred again as well.
Freddie Gibbs.
Yeah,
Freddie
Fred
Gibbs.
again.
Oh,
Fred again.
nice,
Fred again.
nice.
No, Fred again.
Oh,
Anderson
Fred. He's
.Paak.
called Fred again.
I think it's their friend. They did something together.
Fred. Okay. But yeah, man. Last year I recorded a lot of songs and did a lot of features as well. I haven't even told you, but I did a lot of solo songs, new
Okay.
songs.
So you're gonna release something soon, or it's like EP by EP?
Nah, it's just like loose songs, you know, like singles, and some of them already have videos and stuff.
Okay.
Some of them are already released, And I also met some guys last year in the summer, and they're these Dutch guys from the east. They're called Getijsem
Tyson.
and
Okay.
Primo. Primo's from the west side of town. He's a reggae artist.
Okay, so you're gonna merge rap with reggae?
Yeah. We already did. We dropped
like
a
that.
song called Pak de Stad terug.
Wow.
And that means take the city back, because there's a lot of stuff going on in the city with like 30 kilometers per hour. You have to drive that like everywhere. You have to drive 30 kilometers per hour, and it's a bit over exaggerated, we think, me and the guys. And we just talk about that. We talk about in the city, you like everywhere you have to talk English, in the center. And I mean, everyone is welcome here. Like I said also in the interview that we had, everyone's welcome here. I love everyone.
But speak Dutch, please.
No. Okay, maybe a bit. But for instance, man, look, if you go to, you're from France.
Yeah, I do.
You go to the center and everyone speaks Dutch.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you be like, hey, man, like, where's the culture at?
Yeah, but it's quite tricky to say that to French people because we colonize half of the world, so half of the Africans people speak French.
Yeah.
So for us, it looks like it's
Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, but other than that, hey, y'all make me laugh, man. But again, we're not against no one.
Identities and authentic. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, because back in the days, I was in the city a lot, man. We used to steal grinders in the stores and stuff, me and Zudo and shit. And
Stealing grinders now.
yeah, like the for weed,
I know.
Yeah, me and the homies.
You got that
And
far.
but back then, you had people who spoke Dutch and English. If someone really cannot speak English, then we would help out. And still, I do that to this day. I still help out people who cannot speak Dutch. It's no problem. But the problem is just at all the stores, and they're going to look at you funny when you talk Dutch, So that's kind of, we're like, what the fuck? So we're talking about that, and like the house prices are really high in the sky now. Everything is expensive.
Coming back in politics now. We say no politics anymore. So
Yeah, about that.
You're looking for a flat? Are you looking for
about
a flat?
that? It took
Clemente. One flat per year, please.
it took a crazy turn because it went into the song went into a protest. His famous TikTok laugh. Yeah, so the song is a protest song now, but it started with us like having fun, just laughing and being stoned and grabbing a beer from the fridge, and now the media picked it up. And we had an interview in the biggest paper of the Netherlands, Telegraaf. We were in AT5. Yeah. Amsterdam 750 picked us up. It's crazy, man. We were even being played in Suriname on the commercial radio, ABC radio from Suriname. We're in the top 10 on number 10. So it's
Damn,
crazy.
just spitting the facts
man.
here. Just spitting the facts
Crazy.
here. Dropping the ranks
No
and
cap.
No cap.
Yeah, no, it's interesting that you mentioned, the city is changing a bit. We actually had, in our first week, we had Morloof, his artist name, and he was mentioning something that Amsterdam has always been the city of expats and internationals. It was a big trading ground, so all languages and things have always been
And that's
here.
cool. That's dope, man. That's a beautiful thing.
But you feel like now the Dutch part is sort of
A bit fading, man.
a bit fading. Is it only in Amsterdam, or do you feel it's across the country?
Well, I've been in. Nah, I think it's only here. I think it's only here. I mean, in Eindhoven, it's a bit as well.
So it's the cities where there is a lot of expats and stuff, which kind of makes sense. But coming back to the topic of music, how how is it? How do you think this whole shift in the culture is influencing your own music and industry? And
Sing English.
It gives me a lot of inspiration.
so it's actually giving you inspiration.
Yeah,
You're
okay,
getting
true.
in the
It's
global
giving-
scene.
It gives me a lot of
We're going back
inspiration.
to
Yeah. With that song, we're just a bunch of.
It's also like Dutch artists are entering more the global scene. Like if you were only making music in Dutch, I can imagine that your audience is also limited to maybe Netherlands, Suriname, and bit
Yeah, I
of
think so.
Indonesia
I don't know.
and Curacao. But now
didn't know
you're
how that
making music
felt.
in English, so it's kind of transcending all borders.
Well, actually, I didn't know how that felt because I just picked up Dutch again, and when I started rapping, I was rapping in Dutch. I started in Dutch, but I wasn't good back then, and I
But do you
never
speak Dutch
dropped.
at home? Did you start to speak Suriname?
We always spoke Dutch at home and Suriname, so both.
And you, Yannick, what's your
English,
mother
Xhosa,
tongue?
Xhosa.
Xhosa. Did you already sing in Xhosa?
No,
Xhosa?
no.
No. Why?
Yeah, English is more international.
International. You want to be an international star?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, is your goal?
We're superstar.
What you
man.
gonna do then?
The imagination.
Is that the only one you heard, or did you hear the other one?
I've been going back to this song a lot. No, actually, I was like,
Good question.
I heard a few, but this imagination song kind of like stuck with me because of the beats and the vibe and your lyrics. Yeah. I guess the first one, what do I
Give me
what do
my
I
shit back.
yeah.
Did you hear that one? What once was?
The
Friends
song
forever.
there's-
Yeah, it's about a girlfriend. Mostly he left the clothes over there.
Yeah.
Did you find it back?
No, not
She
yet.
never-
I'm still waiting for that.
Still tripping, huh?
Still got my shit.
No, if you look at the video, I think you're running after a car, something like
when
that.
when you guys edit this, maybe you can cut that part of the video inside here, just to
Why?
show the people what we're talking about.
Yeah, we'll put some of your lyrics, videos, even the two videos you did on my doors.
outside your house.
They had
Yeah,
like a comedy show together. Yeah, they
We
did
saw
comedy
outside,
show.
outside
yeah.
his house. Yeah.
Shit, I forgot about that.
His old place when we were still
We
neighbors.
start to help African friends arriving in Amsterdam, but he doesn't know how to manage it. and
it's
still,
quite funny,
and still he doesn't know. It's like still trying.
After 7 years, still don't know, man.
And arrive always a serious one. You cannot mess it up with him. It's like, okay, don't ever. It's general. You always have in Africa, you have the funny guys laughing, and then the general with the cigar. When he says something, he's saying something.
Yeah.
You have to hear. That's my drive.
Blood diamond vibes.
I like to joke around as well, but I also take life. I take life as funny, but also serious.
Yeah,
Because-
because you come from humble backgrounds. I can.
Yeah, but also too many people don't take life seriously, man, and then
Yeah.
they end up dead for
Absolutely.
some dumb reason because they're on their phone, they're walking, crossing the street, not paying attention, and
Making
all of a sudden
TikToks.
they die on some dumb shit. Know what I mean? Yeah, on some dumb shit, man.
And, like, tricky question, but I will ask you anyway. Do you think
This whole interview
Yeah.
I've been having all the tricky questions. You're lucky.
But how you feel?
General.
Yeah, general. Yeah, it looks general. How affect you to be like colonized guy, like not you, but the Suriname pictures to be in Amsterdam? Because most of the time, the Suriname guys, friend I met, we have some similarities with Algerian in France in the way of expressing ourselves. We are a big fan of raps, but I think it's not like that. It's many reasons, especially when you're young. But for me, it was more like that because I heard and I could feel myself with them, like singing, saying something like relevant to my life. Even if I was young, like 10 years old, 11 years old, like that rappers was saying something about us for the first time. So I'm wondering if it was something for you, like you're aware about it, or it's something like you even don't think about it, about your stance, who you are in Netherlands, because you were speaking
course.
about the Dutch language, but you're not Dutch in some way for some Dutch people, if I can say.
Of course.
You know? You will be maybe never, but from other Dutch, you're full Dutch. You know what I mean? We have that kind of feeling in France. We have like Algerian, I'm full French, and somehow I'm Algerian as well. So most of the time, people say you're 50-50, but I always answer I'm 100-100. I'm 100 French, 100% Algerian as well. I can understand both, and don't put myself like as half-half. You know? I can be 100 as well, like be proud to be Algerian Mustafa in France. And I'm wondering how it affects you, because for us, immigrant people, it's easier. You choose your country. You don't live here. You're not born here. No relationship with in the past with the war. So yeah, I was wondering how to be like Suriname and to rap in Netherlands can affect your lyrics and your way of seeing it.
Well, I always tell people, first of all, I'm half Amsterdammer and half Surinamese, you know. I never tell them, okay, sometimes I tell them Dutch, but
So it's part of your. It's always.
automatically or something. Nah, but you know, like I'm not Dutch.
It's not half
or
Dutch, it's half
Hollands. Nah, I'm a half Amsterdammer, half Surinamese.
Yeah.
So
You know?
100 Amsterdammers, 100 Surinamese.
Yeah, no doubt.
Actually,
But yeah, you definitely, sometimes I feel it, you know, like if you go outside, especially if you go outside of Amsterdam, people will look at you funny in a different way. Not like you walk and they look at you like this, and then I'm like, yo, man, I was born and raised here in Amsterdam, so I am. I belong to the city. Matter of fact, I belong to this country. So who the F is you
yeah, makes sense.
to look at me funny like that? Show some respect.
Now, how do you feel about that, Yannick? Like coming from Cape Town, I mean, you.
They used to be under apartheid. For him, it's normal day.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you
No, because what Rev mentioned, he's born, brought up here in a way, and you came 7 years ago. I can relate more to you. I come from India. I started my journey 10 years ago, also from Netherlands. And yeah, sometimes.
From India to Netherlands.
Yeah. Actually, we have a lot in common. Cape Town, big Indian community there as well. Cricket as well, and Suriname as well has a big Indian community in there as well. Big Indian influence as well with the roti and everything, the food and the music and the culture.
We're Indians.
Yeah, everywhere is Indians. It's actually Holi today. Do you know the Festival of Colors? Do you guys know the Festival of Colors where they throw colors at each other? You've probably seen
Where
it.
did they do that? They do that in India?
Yeah. Yeah, today it's that
Colour
festival. Yeah, it's a festival of colors. Yeah, so coming back to the question, Yannick, how has your experience been over the 7 years coming from South Africa, being in the Netherlands, and sort of adapting to the Dutchy life in Amsterdam?
Yeah, I mean it's okay. I mean, you know, luckily, if you look at it this way, is that I mean in South Africa we already speak like Afrikaans, which is very similar to Dutch. So I mean it wasn't difficult. Like it's not difficult understanding from the beginning a lot of Dutch. I was just lazy to learn it completely. And most South Africans are lazy because they already understand so much when they arrive, and they're like, I'll learn it in 3 years, and I'll learn it in 4. And now it's 7 years, and I still haven't like learned it fluently. But I can kind of speak it, you know. So. Yeah, man, of course. You tested me, nigga. I'm so sorry about that. And then I'm here, you know. And the thing is that I live here for 7 years, but I will never be Dutch, you know. I'm South African, you know.
Do you want to be Dutch?
I don't want to be Dutch. I'm South African, you know. I mean,
There's a lot of Dutchies who want to be South Africans, though.
they can be.
Don't you feel like a lot of Dutchies are like going to Cape Town and be like, I love South Africa, just being. I heard this from a friend.
I've noticed the past like 2 years it's been Cape Town and Mexico. Cape Town,
No,
Mexico.
you want
Cape
to
Town.
be like South African for 2 weeks during the year, but you don't want to have the green passport.
Yeah. We call it the green,
No one.
green
Yeah,
mamba.
yeah.
You don't
Green,
want the
yeah,
green
yeah.
mamba, but
I want to
you
be
are South African
the red mamba.
for 2 weeks in the year. You know.
Yeah, should be already something. We should know about the color of the passport.
Yeah.
The red is not good color.
The red is the good one, right?
No,
What
it's
color is the
good.
French
It's
one?
good passport.
It's blue, right? The French one. Navy blue.
No. Blue is only Americans, I guess.
Oh no, we're blue too.
Yeah.
India
And
is
the-
blue
and
too.
the French one?
It's a red one.
Ah, okay. It was-
Put blood on our passport.
There's blood on that passport, man.
But you
blood
know,
of the devil.
no, but it's exactly where we stand, because if you look at that, like we are like European, Western, colonized the world about it, and even if you look at the music now, it's America. So that's the industry who spread the music and influences, algorithm, advertisement, all of this. And that's podcast and us, even the agency I work with and we run, is about to create a bridge in between artists, like everyone. Everyone teach everyone. There's like very like artists who can merge and find a way to get money. And to be themselves and not to compromise their arts with the, okay, I have to be more commercial or I have to go that way. Just be yourself. You have so many gigs possible, venues, and even brands you can work with, and that's how we create that podcast and the agencies to merge and to create the relationship in between brands and artists who are not light on them, because most of the scene of artist scene, they don't live from that. They have to work beside, they have to be creative at the end, and that's exactly where you have to stand, and where we want to hear you more about it. It's like solution you got, like gigs, how I can bring more money, your fan base, how you interact with them in terms of merch, in terms of views or whatever. But please tell a bit more about it. Ray.
Yeah, you know what, man? I feel like, and I have been talking about this with my friends. We have been talking about this a lot. Like, I feel like the music industry nowadays is like, indeed, commercial, focus on commercial artists and who sounds like the next Drake, for instance. You know, like we all have to sound the same. But I think it's dope if people got their own style, and it can be a little similar to someone else, but still have your own style. I don't know, in that or within that genre. And I feel like give people a chance to do what they do, but not only certain genres, you know. So not only, um, for instance, mumble rap or, but also not only the lyrical stuff, you know. Like, give everyone a chance to shine, because music is music, and even though if some of us may not like a certain type of music, let people shine and do their thing. You know, I feel like they should give more opportunities to less commercial artists and non-profit organizations and stuff. And yeah, man, we you know, we trying to kick the door open now. Me and Primo and Getijsen, we're gonna perform on a protest. That's the 12th of April at Nieuwmarkt. Oh yeah, in this neighborhood. And it's against it's a horeca against it's a horeca beleid. Shit, I don't know how to translate
So
this.
the
but,
restaurant hospitality industry
yeah,
protesting against.
yeah, because they want to, for instance, you cannot dance no more. They
Yeah.
want to go against people who are dancing in the restaurant, like after it's after the restaurant time, you know,
Yeah.
after everyone
Too
had
many
their dinner.
regulations to create too many regulations and too much of authority intervention into just
and
a
it's so
hospitality
weird.
culture. And actually that I agree with that. That's
Like, where's our human rights, y'all?
Exactly, like, yeah.
What the hell?
we
Are you
lost
serious?
dancing.
Like I have to laugh about it because it's so
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
ignorant, you know. So we're gonna be there and yeah, you know, let our voices be heard and go against that. You know, it's dope, dope.
Yeah, and just to jump on that, like I feel like also in today's world, because of the social media culture and all that goes on the internet, artists are also made to believe in a way that their success depends on how many streams they have or how much success they have, like materialistically or commercially, right? And I really love this quote by Rick Rubin, where it's like, "You are successful as soon as you release your music or release your art. You're successful as soon as it goes out. You press enter and it's uploaded. You're successful." What's
No doubt, Rick
your
Rubin's right.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. But still, I mean, like deep down, if you ask yourself and you look into yourself, maybe you feel that, okay, no, as soon as you press upload, the anxiety starts to kick in. How is the audience going to react? And it's so how do you manage that? And like, how do you feel like that's really coming from the inside, the insecurity of an artist, or is it more like external
You
driven?
want to answer this? This one?
The deep questions go to Yannick. I've seen like, the deep shit goes to Yannick.
He was saying that.
The general takes over the politics.
I talk a lot.
No, well, yeah, sure, Yannick. How do you feel about it? Yeah, you have to share. You have to share as well. Yeah.
I think it's different for every artist. You know, some artists say that they're successful when they've made, I don't know, 1,000 euros off the song, or some say, you know, much more than that. Some say what you've just said now, that you know, just by releasing the song, that's you know, it's successful in terms of, you know, you know, I think as a new artist, when you're about to release something, that's when you have your anxiety, whatever you call it now. But you know, after some time, you know, of releasing songs, you don't really feel that anymore. I think it's more the business side of it. Like, okay, how
But
do
you
I
have the
get it?
reality of facts.
Yeah, the reality. You know,
The
like fight
reality
or
of
flight,
facts.
the survival
Yeah.
mode. You're like,
It's like you feel
how
you're
can I
very
get-
handsome, you go out, you come
Yeah.
back alone, you know.
Yeah.
It's not the same if you go out, you come back with two
Yeah.
girls, you know.
Yeah.
The successful is not the same.
So you put
Even
the
if
song
you love
out.
yourself.
You put the song out. Okay, what you gonna do with the song? How are you gonna create content from just this one song? Lyric videos, music videos, short Instagram. You perform the song.
So are you
radio
successful?
play,
So
all
the
this
real
stuff.
question.
I'm not
are you-
successful
you're
because
not,
I
why
want to
not?
be rich from my music, and I'm not rich.
Okay,
yet.
so you
So I'm not. I don't feel like I've released music. So yeah. Man.
so what's your price? Now last time we asked more of the price because we were speaking
yeah,
about
I'm getting paid
propaganda.
to do this podcast.
Yeah, that's exactly
so I send the invoice
depends on your answer.
Have you looked at the production yet? Do you think we're getting paid? Do you think we're getting paid?
Madam, are you gonna pay us for this? We're promoting you. Apparently, you're gonna pay me for us because we're promoting the business.
Yeah.
We're gonna put you on TV. You see what Madame is doing to me? This is rude. My mom gonna slap me.
Hey man, she's gonna hate us because of you, bro.
Understand the reappropriation.
She's gonna kick us out, man.
Because mine come as female and left and right.
How much do those Afro combs go for? Like the one that you use now?
I like you.
Yeah.
And make you a good price.
Ooh, it sounds like a plan. Yeah,
I might
nice.
just grow out an Afro again. Nice.
Use it for my beard though.
You have one already, I think.
I got an Afro beard.
So let
Everything.
I can't promote the discount, so later.
and as soon as you're successful, you will pay the full price. So, but you mean to be successful is to be able to live with your heart?
Yeah, for me.
Yeah, I mean in general, like people
yeah.
that say I'm successful
think
as soon as I don't
it
need to
depends
work
on-
beside.
Dope.
Yeah.
Dope.
Uganda.
Wood. This is awesome.
In Uganda. So for how much can we buy that?
That one is a piece of art.
Piece of art. With okay.
This is art.
Okay.
Because I don't give up. It's a show model. So yeah, so I think the success depends on the individual.
Yeah, because
You know?
you're touching on a very good point here. You mentioned that success for you is being able to, what also Thibaut said, like being able to live with your art. It's sort of having that freedom and to enjoy your work and not be always, because you have to be pragmatic. We live in a world where, yeah, money controls access.
Yes.
Like your independence and being able to eat good, sleep good, everything depends on money. Like, and so I can imagine that so do you think success is for an artist is also having the independence to create and sort of that freedom and flexibility to live how you want and observe the world and just be out there and not have
Then you
to
become a boring artist. You have to struggle a bit.
you have to struggle. You have to struggle. Struggle is important.
You struggle first, and then
Yeah, Thibaut has struggled a lot. Thibaut's struggle goes back to
From rags to riches.
Paris and Algeria, right?
most people who haven't struggled in their life, most of them they whack, man.
Yeah, or they
And they're
sing like a
boring.
cheesy music. But
They're
some
whack,
people make a lot of money
boring,
over that
corny.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of people they play their music still because they have the money to do it. Most of them because they were growing up. In Dutch we say met een gouden paplepel in hun mond.
We will translate.
With a
that.
golden spoon in their mouth. They were born with a
Yeah,
golden
the
spoon in their
gold-
mouth.
yeah,
You
the-
know? And yeah.
And then, but for example, we have nice artists born very rich, like Fred again, or even in the past, like if even Fela
I didn't
Kuti
even
was
know.
from a rich family,
Really?
and he bring Fela Kuti.
Oh, then they're
from
lucky.
Yeah, but then it doesn't mean you cannot bring like good emotion
No,
and
no,
you will
not
style
at
in
all.
it. But
But
still,
most of the time. But well, from my experience, and the people that I've seen that I know in this music thing. Yeah. So
but for the storytelling is a bit better. It's like the startup in States. They start in the garage or whatever. And I feel sometimes in hip hop, especially, people has to say, yeah, I'm from the ghetto or whatever.
Yeah.
Even they are son of the rich people or whatever.
But Mac Miller never did that.
Yeah, Mac Miller, yeah, he came from Philly. Yeah, there's this. No, Mac Miller actually.
Jewish rich is already over for us.
But bro, you know how these times are, man. You can't say anything these days, man.
No, actually, there is a line from Mac Miller in one of his songs. I come from the city of steel, so a couple 100 mil won't make me feel like the fucking deal. So he came from a culture or like surroundings of people with money, but then Eminem didn't. So two different contrasts. But it is true that Mac Miller, in a way, also by the end of it, was feeling a bit pressured by the culture of materialism and the Hollywood and the LA life and that.
Yeah, he complained to wake up in a 5-star hotel.
Yeah, but
Well,
that
I mean, no, I wouldn't say that. He
that, I
also
think-
he just wanted to make music and live life and
yeah, but that right there.
But I can understand that. Like some guys don't realize. Some guys don't realize like how big they're gonna be. I don't think he realized how
No,
big he was gonna be.
no.
I thought
and to process that, right? Like it's also there's a fear of failure, but there's
Yeah.
also a fear of success.
Yeah.
And sometimes artists grow bigger than themselves, and then that causes a lot of
yeah. And then-
problems as well for them.
Yeah.
I think the dealer of Mac Miller growth a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Fuck that guy on camera. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, straight up. But that right there, I think is really scary, man. Those stories, like that people do a lot of drugs because they're stressed out and because of Hollywood, and that I think is pretty scary, But I don't know, man. I just wanna. I mean, I do wanna get big, but and I wanna
But
no.
it's scary.
But I want to earn money, but I want to do my own groceries still. I want to be able to do that. But we're in the Netherlands, man. Over here, you can do that,
Yeah. Then again, it's
worries.
about like
Yeah.
But Cardi B walking into overtime, I tell you now,
No.
Nah.
she won't be able to do anything.
No,
Yeah,
no.
okay.
There's a difference between what is success in the Netherlands and what success means outside of Netherlands from America or UK. Because even those
Yeah.
artists, if they come to Netherlands, in comparison to a big Dutch artist, they will just draw a lot more attention than a Dutch artist just walking on the street. I mean, I've
We don't have a Dutch.
back in the day. Actually, I was once surprised. I was just biking in The Hague, and there was Mark Rutte just casually crossing the street near Binnenhof, and I was like, I didn't know. I was just a young kid, 17, 18 years
Oh.
old, in the Netherlands, and I was like, that was the prime
So
minister.
the guy cycle.
I wouldn't even-
cycle to work as well.
Yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't even
There's
see
a different
anything.
culture here.
Go to the toilet as well.
I wouldn't.
But going back
I
to
wouldn't even see. I wouldn't even recognize him. I wouldn't even see anything. 'Cause he's nothing to me.
Yeah,
As a Dutch guy, he's nothing to me.
Everybody just went silent in the set. Yeah, because you say you saw the prime minister. So.
Welu.
Can you ask him why?
Yeah.
Please ask him why.
No, I'm not gonna bring him
We come back to politics again.
in our interview. Hell no.
Well, actually, coming back to the point of you bring up Mac Miller, he's a big part of my journey as well. He's influenced me a lot. And one thing he said in one of his interviews was, the more high I get, the more people love my music. So some of his
Was
albums were
that-
like this last album, this
In what way?
swimming,
Yeah.
swimming. Like basically, like kind of like the deeper he gets with the drugs and the deeper he gets into yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
So the more he, sort of goes deeper in himself through drugs and through these kind of
Yeah.
journeys and experiences, the better the music that he creates in that zone of being high is more cherished by the public, is what he meant.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, sometimes if I smoke a hash joint, though, like if I smoke a nice hash joint,
we are not promoting drugs on
Nope,
this channel.
not at
We're
all.
just
No,
talking
not at
about
all.
it
No,
because
on
it's
this-
part of the music industry.
yeah, on a serious note, I don't even really feel like weed and hash is drugs, though. But
you-
it depends on what weed or hash you.
But
You smoke, and how much-
explain the
how many?
fact about drugs and how it happens so much, and since beginning of artists, we have drugs in it, and it's about emotion.
Yo, look at what's his name? Our legendary black artist, man, not Michael
Like,
Jackson, but
the blind one.
no, the guy who what's his name? Yeah, Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
they
man.
say
He-
those people like from Jimi Hendrix and all the English guys who were very fucked during this period. The band from UK anyway, they were saying, okay, Rolling Stones.
No,
oh,
yeah.
thank you, Rolling Stones. They were saying, oh, for sure, to perform, drugs and LSDs can add something, but when we create something, we need to be sober as well. Otherwise, it's not stable.
Yeah.
We cannot do it. So it's always I feel and I understand, or you will tell me, they understand it's more about emotion. So most of the people when they got on stage, even after years and years, they still have the anxiety, stress, and most of them manage that with alcohol or drugs or whatever emotions. As you
Oh,
said
yeah.
last time with more love, when you create. Not every artist, but let's say some put themselves a bit. So they're creating maybe for 1 year, 2 years, few months, and it's like making birth to a project. And then you're like your project, like your life in front of the audience, everything can be difficult in terms of emotions and behaviors. So drugs, unfortunately, helps too much about it because you feel like in the something different. But to face the reality and to face the artist's side, I think should be the most important, like to spread yourself, to be really yourself. And that's what we are losing in that industry is like the biggest, the most stream. We are listening to them too much. You look at the radio, is 1 hour of artists, 2 times, 3 times. So the idea is how you, as an
And they
artist,
do too much drugs.
yeah. But that's how they change all the world, because if you look at that, drugs always exist. They always exist.
Sorry, he makes me laugh, man.
It's the truth, though. I mean, I'm laughing, but it's the truth. Yeah. So, what do you want to know? What do you want to know? What more?
No, it's. I think Thibaut made a good point there. He went. He kind of answered the question as well. But
Emotions, because at the end, we're as artists, we are selling emotions, and that's where again I jump on the merge with brands and artists is how and which emotion I'm selling. Okay, for these venues, I sell that's groovy, happy. Okay, I'm selling that. And somehow you're like a prostitute. So you have people, maybe they want to jam with you or not. So you get anxiety and stress about it. But I feel, as actor, as soon as you yourself, it doesn't matter. So maybe you need drugs for that, and you enjoy yourself, and you're real yourself, like Mac Miller was him, deep. But if you are too deep, too long like that, it's not good emotions. You have to be happy sometimes. If like 10 albums of sadness, fucking at the end you're fucking sad, even you don't know why.
Mac
I
Miller
guess
had
so,
happiness in his songs, definitely, even till the last one. But there is a point to be made about the receiving part as well. Artists are creating music maybe from a place of being in an altered state, maybe touching on their alter ego, but also on the audience side, the music that is really jamming these days is the music that people are listening to not sober, right?
Yeah.
Like going to house parties or house music, or even like that groovy hip hop.
is listened by
Yeah,
everyone.
Yeah.
It's not only when you're not sober. Like
No, yeah,
house
but
music,
we can't say that the old school '90s pop and stuff that people were just jamming when they were cooking and the dancing in their house
But
with
if
the
you take
sober is
10
not
hits from
mainstream
but
anymore.
if you take the 10 hits at the moment, it's people from the morning, like average people are listening to that. It's not like party people.
Yeah, but I think why? Because I can jump around on music when I'm sober. You know, even from when I literally get up out of my bed. You
Yeah,
know,
absolutely, absolutely.
I jump around from.
It's important, actually. It's important for your health and your well-being,
Yeah,
even.
I jump around from Dr. Dre to Red Hot Chili Peppers, you know, to jeugd van tegenwoordig. You know, I listen to all that, and don't matter if I'm sober or not sober.
That's his
For real.
Spotify Wrapped.
Anderson Pizzo for your snizzos.
Is there a freestyle coming in there? I just hear like
A freestyle.
Yeah.
One
Do it.
day
You're
in the
so-
morning, I started yawning, and I looked outside, and the weather was looking boring. So I went back to sleep, snoring. Nah. You know,
You gotta get that hash going, maybe. No, sorry.
Reveling you on the road like I proceed in the whip. Need me envelopes full of dough stacked to the ceiling and shit. Need me a private drive in my socials, my chauffeur, quite cautious. Clean as it gets, bringing me to my shows in Idaho for right rolling, nice sofa, fly posters. REV's the shit, focus, believe in you quick. Stick of the rhythms, leave you hypnotized like algorithms on some social media shit. They keep repeating the script. People, the world is at its end because we let influencers lead it. In human trends succeeding, folks are sleeping, then you see it. See the mind's a terrible thing, the waste, but it gets brutal beatings. The youth be deceived, demonized, and mentally mistreated. But I hope for the best that we could grow out this mess. As a people, I believe that the soul will advance. Have a fresh new start like when you roll in the bands. But the rest of you was scarred from the whole of your heads like that.
Yeah. So now in Dutch, Yannick,
Oh,
I
no,
want
we're
to
not
hear
gonna
you
rap in
fucking
Dutch.
Dutch rap.
I'll do a small one after.
Yeah, do use. Yeah. I know he's always gets stressed when you ask something to. You have a beer around.
No, I need to go to the gym, man.
Yeah.
Yo, I heard it all before. Gyms are making that and more. Trying to clear the shit I can, not the shit I can't afford. They said hip hop is dead. I say just visit in the morgue. Threw me in the deep end. Sermon started at the shore. What happened before? My biggest flaw got me writing tracks for Chloe. I lost myself mentally, still have myself vocally. Dreams of having millions in my wallet, fuck my dusty pockets and all those loose coins and now that empty socket. I got this shades of alien.
I want to. Oh shit! We lost our mic there. Even.
I fucked up the mic.
Yo,
You know why?
no, you were spitting some bars. I
hate
lost
making
myself.
mistakes.
I lost myself mentally, but I found myself vocally. Man, that was the
hate making
conversation.
mistakes,
That was
man.
actually pretty good.
When he raps, but always.
Then you lost yourself mentally.
But that's dope, man. That's what I like about this guy, man. When he raps, it hits you, you know.
Yeah. No,
And,
he went back to kind of summarized the entire conversation in that lyrics.
Yeah, man. Yeah, why you hit me? You're not in the gym, bro.
Yo, it's just a kickboxing going on here.
Y'all want to hear a quick Dutch one?
Oh yeah, let's go for the Dutch rap. Let's go for the Dutch rap.
genoeg van die poes,
Ja,
het
toch?
doet me goed, toedeloe. Laten terug in die coach. Ben terug in de kroeg met getasem. Ze hebben me gegazeld. Zoveel drank dat mijn brein is verbrijzeld. Glas weer in mijn smoel en een shot voor me gesniperd. Gassies praten toe, vroeger werden ze getreiterd. Nu gaan ze over lijken als Sinterklaas is een mijter. Je meid kijkt raar, dik is lang als een reiger. De homie dan dada, als Tony Montana. Ben die dan brada, Linjo Baller, bitches Obama. Terwijl jullie backstabben als die Diddy Tupac $1 million hit. Drop ik bommen als Osama. Tegen de massa, jij ook als Rigri Zwassaraat. Chicks die shaken mijn bana tegen de kassa, liggen mijn zakken. Jullie repen die bangas, 2 reten zweep mijn barba. RFV chasen mijn mama, steken de dollar, zweten de tangas.
I'll tell you what. Hey, Rev.
That's Primalinho, Raffalinho. Hey. Ik zag die tanga in de foto. Ze was toen met een bommen, maar ik zei Briano de maar zei je doe in aan mijn auto. That's Surinamese. That's so funny to hear Frenchmen speak Surinamese. That's funny as hell.
I'm a full African, even if I'm white. Like doesn't matter in some way.
Yeah,
I'm black
yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm proud. Like they say. That's the famous movies in Irish, you know. The guys come from New York, say, look at these old fellas, like all white Irish people. Say, I got something from States, like jazz, groovy. Okay, nice. And he say, I'm black and I'm proud. And they look at him like, what the fuck, man? So it is it to be black?
Is it easy to be black?
Yeah.
It's not easy to be black, but it's cool to be black.
Wow,
say
man. It's that.
That's the perfect answer right there, bro.
Is that the only question? Yes.
No, I gotta tell you something, Rev. Like, you know, definitely you were more passionate in the Dutch freestyle than the English freestyle.
Well, but
Where is that?
not that.
I was
It's not
very curious about
that
that.
I'm less passionate in English. It's
What's your feeling about?
no, don't get me wrong. No,
But it's his own tongue is easier. Even
No.
to us to speak English for me is struggling.
no, it's not
I learn
also
English
that.
in South Africa. My English is very bad.
No, it's not also that, but the English thing that I was rapping was calmer. I do that in a more calm way.
So you're more nervous.
But I also
in Dutch.
have my
It's
as
the Dutch
Yannick.
life. Make you nervous. Yeah. But you
No,
even
but
maybe don't relevant that.
But
Maybe-
as Yannick, I no, you know what I know. You know what it is. My energy is different in English. In English, my energy is more like towards the MC, underground kind of stuff, and my Dutch stuff is more like the commercial stuff. Still a bit lyricism, but mixed with like a commercial kind of stuff.
So it's just actually interesting because when you change the language, your style actually changes altogether. So it's very. Is that same for you, Yannick? Do you feel like I don't know? I'm not
When you
sure
spit
if you speak
Afrikaans.
different in Afrikaans.
Yeah, I only make music in English, so I haven't really compared. I can't really compare.
So you
to
can't
anything
really make a distinction between your
Yeah,
styles.
I mean, if I can try and see, but to answer your question, but I've only ever made English.
you don't have the same journey in your own language. I mean, if you learn English or other language, even if at home you have like 2 languages from beginning, you always have 2 characters. You say I can see sometime my son or even me, if I speak English or Arabic or French, I don't speak the same. Even my wife or people around say, you change your voice, you change your attitude.
But it's also,
whatever.
like that.
You only to speak about it. You know what I mean?
But it's also like that with who you interacting with. So with Thibaut, I talk shit, but then with Madame, I have more respect.
You're like,
Madame, can I open the
Mademoiselle.
door for you? Are you cold? Here's my jacket. But
Wow.
with Thibaut, it's different. Or
Gentleman.
with Rev is different. We speak maybe more hip hop stuff with Rev and music. Or how can we make this song sound better? How can we make this beat sound better? Then with Thibaut, we talk about maybe sun and football or something. You know, France, Paris. Or, you know, it's different.
So
And
how
it's
do you how do you create an ambience in your studio, for instance? Because what you're saying is actually great topic. It's like when you're in a studio and you choose the people to bring as guests, like who are just there to vibe and give you the energy. How does that?
I have ADHD, so I don't need that.
Yeah, me too, brother.
So it's quite
Brothers
easy.
in neurodiversity.
It's quite easy for me to create my own energy. You know, like
We're already 20.
In fact, it's actually the other way with me. Is that I have a lot of friends, and even a girl I'm seeing, they keep asking me to take them with me to the studio, and I always say nah. I'm like nah. If I bring you, then I'm not gonna perform to
Yourself.
But when I'm with myself and maybe Rev who's recording me or whoever's recording me, then it's easy. Me and then one other guy, you know, because this is not a show. This is not a performance. You can pay for that. This is me recording to make it sound good, so it can, I can put it out on Spotify or wherever.
So you don't feel comfortable anymore.
I don't feel. That's the funny thing. I don't. When in the studio, I don't feel comfortable doing it in front of people.
Yeah.
But then on the stage, in front of 500, 600, no problem. Very easy.
And
That's weird.
then there's the other side, right? Like there are also artists who like to make music in a tribe, like the ASAP Mob, for example. Tupac used to do it.
Squad there, bottles of Hennessy, cigarettes, weed, and he's rapping for everyone.
Yeah.
I
can't do that, man.
Can I answer that one from my perspective?
Yeah, for sure. Everyone is different in that sense.
Yeah, well, I kind of like that, to have different people in the studio, but it depends on how big the studio is. But I think it's kind of exciting. But also, I'm a people's person, so I think that has to do with it as well. It gives me energy, and I mean, it could give me a bit of like, I could feel a bit nervous if I maybe smoked like a really heavy joint. Yeah, but if it would, like the joints that you smoke, bro, or some of the other homies, man, y'all, man, it's not. I'm not bashing y'all, but but
Damn, son.
but nah, I love it. This one time I was at my homie's house, and I came there tipsy, and they were working on a song. Oh yeah,
and then he rolled me one.
Oh yeah, I smoked a bit as well. I came there with my man Ramzi, and yeah, it's a good friend of mine, and his name is Dope, so that's also why I had to call his name, But so I came there, and we were already drinking, and yeah, the guys had raps that they wrote on a song because it was a posse track, and I wrote my verse there. I laid it down, and it was good. I can play for y'all if y'all want to hear after this session.
Oh, why not now?
And yeah, I can do that.
Give us the first few lines. What did you write? I'm very curious now.
It's really dark. This is my rifle. Wait.
Oh, gotta take a moment.
My rifle. And man,
Check. 3, 2, 1. Rap it.
Man, I forgot the lyrics, man. I have to hear the parts.
No, but we can get back to the rapping bit. It's private. We will put some stuff up for you, definitely. You wanna check it out now?
I'll check it.
Oh yeah. Yannick has to leave. Actually, he has to box because he has, like you say, many people in his head. He has to manage it.
This is my rifle. Illuminate suit. Man, what's wrong with me?
I will just give you advice.
What's wrong
Yannick,
with me,
before
man?
leaving? Before leaving, to finish on it, I will give you one advice, and we'll finish like.
This is my arrival. Make emo losers wanna go suicidal. Lose some psycho. Make my news go inside your booty spiral. Truest rider. Making fool of your foolish idols. June slime and hell of my saliva. A ruthless tiger going at your puny biters. Anointing light my fury fire. Do my duty, sue me, newbie. Let's make this feud as vital. Ash insurance, Michael, or whatever your name is. I terrorize the brain, express your head. I'm scared and anxious. Cycling whore, stepping in seconds, I flip the wheel, stop testing my patience. A felon dwelling in the cycle of war, steel injecting the stainless. Niggas know I'm nice and all, but my presence is dangerous. There's one time I drove a bitch to the desert and left her naked for pedestrian strangers. Just got respect for my bros, cause the
Dope.
So you can tell from the lyrics, the bars that I wrote, that I was not sober.
Bro, did you release that?
Not yet.
Nah, not yet. Not yet.
Think twice. Think
Why?
twice. Think twice.
Bro, don't release that.
Man, I don't give a damn, man. I release what I want.
No, that was the unreleased version just for the crew in the studio then.
Yeah,
But
it was on like a slow beat, like a Griselda kind of beat. Because in those times, Griselda was really hot, so everyone was rapping on those beats. You know?
It's very interesting. The two perspectives. You like to be more secluded with your art. You like to make it more with the crew. There are artists who have gone in both ways.
I do it all.
They've made music with the crew and they've made music
to
with
leave soon
themselves.
for boxing.
So I have to close off now.
I wanted to say to one advice because you say you had
Yeah, the
you have
advice.
many people in your head. So I will suggest to you. as
Thibaut is
someone
the old
suggest-
guy here.
No. I think he's same. No. I try to be wise, but old never, never. And like a wise man used to say to me, like, you're many in your head, but try to be still the boss.
The perfect motivation before your boxing.
Thank you. Merci.
Go Mike Tyson on them.
Yeah, one last time. Can I like?
Yeah, sure. Oh, absolutely. No, that's your moment right now. Actually, before
Yes.
before the
Can you hold
promotion,
this for me, sir?
I just want to say one thing.
Oh yes.
I want to say big thank you
Yeah,
to you
thank a
guys.
lot.
We really
Coming.
enjoyed this conversation. I think
Enjoying
this was the most
staying
fun
with us, not easy.
conversation. Yeah, we're really
Again, not easy.
also moving around, but you kept the energy going. We appreciate it, and we would love to see what you have to show and what you're creating as an artist. We are really curious about that, and we wish you the best in this journey as well.
Enjoy. Girls. Drugs.
No drugs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So,
Like, don't do drugs, it's
Don't
right.
do
it's right.
drugs.
Yeah, like Eminem said on his second album, Marshall Mathers LP, don't do drugs.
He said it.
So yeah, we're gonna perform on King's Night. Well, first I'm gonna perform with the guys Getijsem and Primo. And again, my name is Mad Rev.
Mad
Rev.
in the building.
Mad Rev.
On the Westergas
What does it say? Hashtag
terrein.
pak
de stad terug.
Pak de stad terug.
Yes. And after that, I'm gonna perform on that same night on the same terrain, Westergas terrein, with my man over here, Yannick, and my man Zudo.
Damn.
Yes, so we're gonna do some fly shit.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
We will have to invite him.
Yes, definitely. I'm looking
Yeah,
forward to
come.
being
You
with
guys should come, man. It's dope.
All welcome.
Look us
All
up.
welcome. Gotta show up. King's Night, Mad Rev, Pak
No
de
doubt.
stad terug.
Over here, this is the first single of our
Klopt.
EP. Gezellig EP.
Free drugs for
Check it out.
everyone.
That part will be cut out.
Yes, please.
Yo.
Yannick, you wanna say something?
Yannick, you want to say something? What are you working on, man? Like, what's
Oh
coming up?
yeah, I've got quite a few things I'm working on. I actually stopped. No girls, man. But I actually stopped rapping for some time, maybe like almost 2 years. So
Yeah, it's
I'm
a
kind of
Dutch thing, right? Niks doen. That also brings something out of you.
Yeah, now I'm writing.
Niks doen.
I'm writing again, and I'm writing some really cool stuff. I do have a lot of music out already. So
Yeah.
they can find me at Yannick Song. I hope you guys
check out the music.
Yeah,
by
if you can put my
Yannick.
name somewhere in the video at the bottom.
Absolutely.
And
Your
spell
name
it
will be
correctly,
there.
yeah?
Yeah, spell it correctly.
Yeah, but yeah, I'll be performing with Rev next month, end of April, King's Night, and yeah, man, if you've seen us,
It's gonna be a party.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big party.
It's gonna
man.
be a big
man
party.
Things, big man things.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and King's Day I'm gonna perform as well with my crew, Getijsem and Primo. And
24 hours. 24 hours of
no doubt. No doubt. And solo songs. I will be releasing a song called Rev Side. It's gonna come out with a video and more
Rev
solo
Side
stuff.
in the West Side.
Guest appearances as well. So yeah.
Nice. That's absolutely amazing. Thank you so much.
Party
This
people.
was episode 3 of Unnamed Unknown podcast. Yes, Unnamed Unknown podcast. And please subscribe whenever you see this to our channel. And Revside and Yannick. This was amazing. We out.